Fynn Hudson Prentice, I mean, first of all, an extraordinary game of cricket. What was that like to play in?
Yeah, I think it's 75 or 80 without loss. It was looking like it was going to be a 300, 350 pitch. And yeah, it was obviously it wasn't that way. I don't think they bowled particularly well at the start. I think we got away to a bit of a flyer. And obviously when their experienced teams came back, I thought Booth bowled really well, and then when Barnard and Cannon Dolby came back in the middle, it was really tough. So yeah, it was a great game to play, and just a shame it's not gone our way.
So just talk, because it's like 70 off the power play, and we're in the commentary box saying, oh, this is a 300 pitch, you know, what do we know we're talking about? Was the pitch not quite as good as it looked, or was it, or wasn't that the case?
I just think it was a very good cricket wicket. I think if you bowled the right areas and hit the pitch hard, it offered seam movement, but you saw if you missed, you got punished. I think the consistency was the key. They've got a very consistent bowling attack. That's why it was probably a massive surprise that we didn't get off to the absolute fire we did. I thought the boys batted really well up the top and put them under pressure. But then, as I said, like, their experience came in, bowled really well through the middle. I think we played a few poor shots, which can happen in collapses. It seems to be the way. Like, there's always a couple of poor dismissals, but yeah, it was a wicket that whole day. If you sort of bent your back and hit the wicket hard and bowled top of the stump sort of area, which, to be honest, most wickets are like that, but it seemed to have a lot of seam movement, but it was prolonged. It happened all day. It wasn't something that happened with a new ball. It sort of kept happening. But yeah, really exciting game. It's sort of one of those that even when they needed 30 to win with 5 wickets left, we still felt we get one. We're in the game, and as it happened, we were in the game and we got one. So yeah, great game of cricket. Just as I said, we're ashamed to be on the losing side.
What was the feeling at the break? The Sussex were under par in terms of the 173?
Definitely under par. I don't think it was a 173 pitch. But again, we sort of just said, look lads, we're well in this game. Ari gave some inspirational words in the team talk and just said, look, this wicket's been seaming all innings. We've got a chance. Put the ball in the right areas, and then him and Henry started the innings really well with the ball. Put the ball in the right areas, put their batters under pressure. Got a massive wicket with Barnard early on, who's been going really well in this competition. And then sort of from there it was just me coming on and trying to back that up, and whoever sort of followed Ari bowling a 10 over spell. Fantastic effort, but yeah, I think it's just deflating, isn't it?
Yeah, I can see you gutted to have lost the game. It's 2 defeats in 2, but does that performance give the side confidence going into the rest of the competition, Fynn?
Yeah, in some ways. I still think we're under par with that. Obviously missing a few senior batters in the top order, but it gives great opportunity to some of the younger lads, and I think obviously there's going to be more opportunities coming up over the next 3 weeks. I think there'll be confidence about how we bowled today compared to how we bowled against Notts. I think we bowled quite poorly there. But yeah, it'll definitely give us confidence with the ball. I think our seamers and Carson and Lennon bowled really well. So yeah, it'll give us a bit of confidence with the ball, but I think with the bat we need to be better than that.
Let's talk about yourself, because you know, batting at 4 didn't quite work out today, but you batted really nicely at Nottingham. Are you enjoying that, batting up the order, Fynn?
Yeah, I am. I feel like it's something I can do and I really want to do. I really want to bat in the top 5, 6. I think last season obviously batting really well at 7. I was hoping I'd get a few opportunities this year to sort of, even in this format when we don't have Tom and Colsey, Tom also with James Coles, to sort of get myself up the order a bit. It was nice to get some runs last week. Feels like it's been a few months since I've actually got a few runs. But no, it was nice to contribute last game. Obviously nowhere near enough runs on the board there, but nice to sort of, for a personal confidence sort of thing, get a few runs. And then a bit of a shame today, obviously got a decent ball, got a bit stuck on the crease, which early in your innings can happen. But I think probably another day I probably should have got into the ball a bit better, but the things that I'll take that into the next game that I play and hopefully not make the same mistakes. But no, really enjoying that sort of responsibility and role, being one of the sort of older guys in the team at the moment.
Yeah, you take the words out of my mouth really, because I was going to say a couple of times that I noticed, you know, you and John having a little natter. So do you quite enjoy that, being one of the older lads in the team, able to put your suggestions to John or whatever?
Yeah, I do enjoy it. It was sort of when I first came back to the club 3 years ago. I was 25 and I was the oldest in the team, I remember. So it's been sort of something that's been brewing for a little bit of time. I think last season, having a fairly good year, sort of gave me a bit more confidence to share my opinions and be able to sort of contribute in that way. And then obviously with a few, again as I said, with Tommy and Colsey and some of the senior lads Ollie missing in this competition, it sort of gives me a bit of a experienced role in the team to be able to sort of share opinions and try and help out where I can in terms of field placing or bowling options, and maybe as well with the ball it gives me a bit more experience again. Like I know that I'm one of the bowlers that they're going to turn to in certain situations, so I enjoy that as well. So yeah, it's different, making me feel old at 28, but I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
And final question: I say it's 2 defeats in 2, but competition's not over. I mean, you look at the stats, and 5 wins can get you through. So it's going to be tough from here on in. What's the feeling that Sussex can still make a contribution in this competition?
Definitely can, yeah. I think today showed that we've got a lot of fight and spirit in our team. I think there's no question about that. We definitely have a lot of fight behind the lads. There's obviously a few things we'd like to do better, but again, the confidence we'll take from today hopefully will translate into a couple of good performances coming up next week.
Well played, Fynn.